Hello again and welcome back to Wingot Plays Satisfactory. Today, first thing we're going to do is unlock steel production, which will get us access to steel pipes and steel beams, along with the versatile framework that we are going to need for the next step of our space elevator progress come phase 2. It will also give us the foundry, which will allow us to make the steel ingots required to make each of those, and it'll give us some new shop products. Effectively though, we will just need to unlock this, done, and then we're going to immediately go over to our MEM and start.
An additional project part can now be constructed. Progress to the next phase is now possible.
As well as we can immediately start researching the next hard drive, and that hard drive will hopefully give us the better steel ingot recipe, where it only takes 2 iron and 2 coal to make 3 steel. So this is what we're going to be working on. In the meantime, I'm going to research a few hard drives. I'm going to go looking for some more because we are down to only 3 left, and I will see you in just a moment. And after about 40 minutes, 4 or 5 recipes, we finally got the solid steel ingot here. While we're at it, let's get another scan going. We've got 8 spare hard drives at this point, so we do have quite a few extras, but we've got the most important one. And so what we want to do is we want to set up a system that is making steel rods and steel beams. And we might as well set it up in this sort of area. For now, this design that we've got going here has been working so far, so let's just continue here. And pretty sure a 5x5 will be sufficient. In fact, I think a 3x3 is actually sufficient. But if we do that, that should allow us to get around to here, and we can take a look at getting things set up here. I think it's 60 and 60 that I need. Might be 120, 120. But if we take a quick look at Satisfactory calculator, that will allow us to see if we want our output to be, change that, add an item, we want steel rods, steel beams, and steel pipes. And then if we remove this modular frames we've got here, then steel beams, steel pipes, let's say we want 40 pipes and 80 steel beams. How does that work out? No, let's try again. 20 pipes, 40 beams. Still not going to work out because the numbers are solid steel ingot. Oh, we need to change this recipe to solid steel ingot. Oh, it's already got that recipe selected. Okay. Okay, I can't get the numbers to work nicely. There we go. If we do 40 steel pipes and 30 steel beams, then that means that we need basically 4 smelters worth of iron coming in, which is 120 units, and 120 coal. So 120 iron and 120 coal will get us 40 steel pipes and 30 steel beams per minute with nice ratios. So I think that's where we're going to start. Step 1, we need a few smelters. So we're going to need 4 smelters. And these smelters are going to take in the iron. What's that in the wrong spot? There we go. So these are going to take in iron ingots and then feed those upstairs, where the iron ingots plus coal into 3 foundries. Perfect. Now up here we need 3 foundries, and foundries probably... no. Okay. I need modular frames, but not... what's it called? But not... steel. I assumed that they would need steel and I would have to handcraft some. I do wonder what I can do though about making it so that all the iron is on the same side. That's what we could do. We extend all of this out and make it a 3x5. Then we could reroute the iron and stuff and feed it up here, like in the middle. Which will allow for us to put a foundry up here, coming in from this direction, and it won't fit if this is only 3 wide. Unless it will fit if we put it there. So, foundry. And go here, right in the middle. And then 1 on either side. Good. Now these are going to make solid steel ingots instead of steel ingots. They do solid steel. Make 60 per minute instead of 45, and it only uses 2 per 3. So, much better recipe. Now the trick is we're going to want the input to be here. So how about we do this? Let's put a conveyor pole. 1 there, 1 there, because those are probably too close to each other if we're going to be putting these onto the back of them. A clip, but I think that could actually work. Other option would be if we grab a wall, do a 2 conveyor wall. There we go. Then we could put 1 of them here. And then the trick will be just putting splitters work. So what we're going to need to do is instead, this can be like so. There's not a neat way to do this, because if we do put 1 of these, then it wants to attach to like it won't want to attach to the middle of here where this one comes through, because that'll just be too close. But the other option is if this one goes up, then this one, in order to feed into here, would have to come around. So the other option is to bring up over here or a triple conveyor will do the job, and then we can put a splitter right there in case it's in line with this and also there. In line with it all. Come on. There. There. Let's check. That is. I don't think that one lines up properly. Maybe it does. We'll find out in a sec. So now get rid of these bottom layers, and then we can just connect that. There. 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 Perfect. And then it's just a matter of coming out from here, connect with the other one. I didn't know. Okay. Pretty sure that works. Now, what we need is we need 40 of input to each of these, but then we need 80 coming to there and 120 going from there to there, and then you also need 120 from there to there, there to there, and then we can go with a nice 40 from there to there. Perfect. So that should be everything that these are going to need. And then they all output their steel onto this side, which is going to be 180. But that 180, 60 of it will go to steel pipes and 120 of it will go to steel beams, which together uses 4 constructors. So the trick is, how do we get upstairs from here? So let's I'm going to take another look at what that looks like in a sec. So let's think. Okay, let's try this. So that clips, but I'm not sure that it's the worst thing ever. Okay, and then we can bring in so if we do 2 constructors on each floor, that will allow us to make good. And then over here and we can go up. And lastly, this one gets to go there and there. Perfect. Now, this top row is going to be making our steel pipes because that's the one with the less throughput. Down here, we're going to have steel beams. Perfect. Now, the question is going to be getting all of this up to there. The easy option actually would be to deconstruct that. Oh, come on. Yes, it lines up perfect. Oh, that is actually annoying. And that's not going to let that connect to there. Okay, what I could do though is that. Not the prettiest, but it's functional. And then this one would actually have to come out to here. So let's put a quick conveyor belt here. Let's try that again. Conveyor belt. Up to here as the input line. And then we just need a splitter. We then go to machines. Perfect. Now let's just quickly throw some power poles down so that we can get all of this connected up. And what I might do is I might actually move that conveyor pole one closer. Mk1 will do the job, perfect. And then that gets to go down. To there. We can get rid of that conveyor pole, and that is never going to neatly go over just one. That might be the best we're going to get at this point. Okay, now let's go connect up all the power and see if we can then connect the conveyor belts and see how we can go about getting all of this up and running. There and there, there and there. Run down to the next level and repeat. Okay. Good. And then last one is where is it? There. I'll connect more. That makes sense. I'll go over to here. Yeah, that'll work. Otherwise, what we can do is we can run that line over to here, and then that goes. And lastly, we just want this to connect in the main grid somewhere. I think we just through this one. Perfect. There we go. Oh, so now we just need to hook all of these up together. Easiest will probably be, so we've got the input to all the foundries up and running, we've got the output from the foundries up and running. So now we just need to go up here. These already have our inputs, so we just need some way to get the output down to the ground. And probably the easiest option will be throwing a there is going here. That's not going to work because what we want to do is first we want to connect a belt so that the conveyor lift will be going the correct direction. Perfect, and then that gets to come down with me, and it's going to go down to the ground floor. Perfect, so that is the steel beams coming out, and then we need one for the steel pipes coming out. Probably neatest to do if we go, in fact, let's do this. Put that there so that we can put a conveyor pole here, and then we're just going to float it down from there. So again, we need a merger. Okay. So it's there. Get rid of that, and then these can both merge on there. Perfect. We can get rid of that because this can then connect on. Come out there. Perfect. Now, if we take a look here, everything should be connected at every level. Now we can just get rid of this extra stuff that we've got lying around, the ramps that we've been using to get up and down. Oops, don't destroy that. Don't destroy that. Perfect. So these are output lines. These are going to need input. So let's put, these are going to need I didn't connect the I'll be able to connect them because I just connected that door. Awesome. So input is here. Perfect. For some reason that didn't look like I wanted to line up, but 30 in, 30 in, 60 in, 30 in, 30 in, and then we need a conveyor belt mark 2. Input to this line. Now we can go there. Perfect. Now, it's not going to matter which one goes where. So what if step 1, let's give myself a building space. So what I could do, make that a mark 2, and then that there can be the iron, and then we're just going to need a merger outputting to that. Perfect. Mark 2 there. Mark 1s for the rest of it. Good, good. Then you can put another merger there. Might replace that with a conveyor across the top. But the question is, how do I then feed this? It might be easier to do that, and then this can go around. Yeah, and then we can put a merger over here. Help us towards me here. Yeah, perfect. And then that can go under there, and then this. There. Perfect. So now all of our output for the iron is going up, and then the last step is to put the coal in, and the coal just needs to connect to there, and probably tidier. So the iron's going to come through here. Now let's do it. Let's just take this all the way to the ground. That's my coal input. And then if you... let's change that to vertical. Perfect. And then the trick is just going to be, where do I put the iron input? Hopefully shouldn't be all that difficult. But let's give it another look. So, Mark 2. Put that there. Put a Mark 2 belt. Straight there. Pretty sure that's flat. And then that gets just go down to the ground. Perfect. And then this has to be an iron line, this gets to be a coal line. Where is our closest coal that we're not using? So we're using the coal over there for the power plant. There's coal nodes further away. Coal there at 1k away. So probably what we need to do, the iron is going to be easy. The iron we can just feed in from one of our iron lines over there. We've got multiple pure nodes over there. Interesting that the next closest is that far away. So what we might have to do is we might have to overclock those iron nodes we've got there, because I believe we're actually using all of the iron from them at this stage. But what we're going to do is grab 8 of these slugs and turn them into power shards. Let's have a look. So we're using one iron line here, feed all of that. We're using one iron line to feed here our reinforced sheets. And then we are using 2 iron lines, or in fact 1.5 iron lines, to feed the rotor factory. So what we could actually do is this iron line here, if we overclock that to 150, it'll make 180, which we still can't transport because we don't have Mark III conveyor belts. But that will at least give us the capability of feeding the whole rotor from just this one miner. And then we could replace this line with Mark II, and this guy will start out putting 120 per minute, and then we can just rework where that iron line is pointing. So that instead of terminating at the rotor build, where it currently is, it instead continues on and connects up with the steel build. But to do that, I think we're going to have to knock out this wall temporarily again and jump over here. Perfect. So get rid of that. And we can just that. And then all of this is going to have to become Mark III belt as soon as it becomes available. But in the meantime, just run over to here. And that is the iron input. And then we are just still going to have to sort out the coal input. And probably the coal input is going to be a reason for us to, in the next episode, get into trucks. Because I don't want to be running a belt all that distance. So, if we take a look here, vehicular transport. We've got access to tractors, we've got access to truck stations, so we just need to automate the trucks in order to automate the coal delivery, bring in coal from elsewhere, and then that will allow us to get our steel up and running. But that's definitely an issue for next time. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.